everyone! Welcome to my weekly edition of Show Me How It's Done. My name is Lauren Urbonis and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. So it is almost Valentine's Day. We are one day away. And so I thought, let's make a little project that you can do very quickly last minute in case there's somebody small or important that you forgot tomorrow who needs a little card. So if you watch my videos on a weekly basis, I made a set of cards last Tuesday because I post a video every Tuesday that featured one of our beautiful new hybrid embossing folders. So that set is found in our new little January to April mini catalog, and it's called Adoring Hearts. So you can buy the stamp set on its own, or there is a hybrid embossing folder. So this embossing folder with a set of dies that comes with it. And there's the rest of them hiding in there. And this is what I used to make last week's cards and this week's projects. So I do want to just clarify one thing. I often have had people ask me about this. So this little bundle, it's on page 18 in our catalog, and they'll be able to see the stamp set, they see the embossing, but they don't realize that these embossing pieces, those are the dies that come with this set. So if you're wondering and all you want to order is the embossing folder and the dies together, you're going to order number 2 here, the Adoring Hearts Hybrid Embossing Folder. It's $54. Again, that is in Canada here. And it comes with the embossing folder and 14 dies. So that large die and all of the little pieces. That's what you can use for this project. And I will quickly show you the 3 cards I did last week. So I just demonstrated how you can make this stunning card. But what this card left me with was a whole pile of loose little hearts after I had finished the card, and I don't want those to go to waste. So I figured, let's create something else today using those pieces, and you guys can go back to my little plethora of videos. Just make sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and you can find last week's video on how to make this card here. Okay, so I'm going to move this out of our way, and I will show you how to make these very simple cards. So what I like about this set is it's certainly perfect for Valentine's, but it's also really, really nice just as like a sympathy set, thinking of you set, wedding set, anything that basically is kind of a heartfelt sentiment. So last week I went with the Real Red and I showed a card that was very suited to Valentine's. So I thought maybe today we would feature one of our other colors, either Pretty Peacock or Boho Blue, and make something that's maybe suited more towards a different occasion. Okay, so I went with Boho Blue, and that's what I'm going to recreate with you guys today. So if you would like to follow along, you're going to need a card base that is 2 3/4 by 8 1/2. This is just a little mini card, and we're going to score it in the middle at 4 1/4. So that's going to make our little mini card here. Now on the inside, we always like to have something to write on. So I'm just going to go with one piece of Very Vanilla, and that is going to be cut at 2 1/2 by 4. However, we're going to need another one for the front. So go ahead and cut 2 of these at the same time. Both of them are going to be 2 1/2 by 4. We're only putting one of those inside though right now. And that you can use tape or seal or glue, whatever works for you. Okay. Maybe later you could come back and stamp something in here too, depending on what theme you chose for the front. Okay, there we go. Okay, so close this card up and let's get working on the front of the card. Okay, so for the front of my card, we're going to start with that second piece of 2 1/2 by 4. And this is going to get popped up on dimensionals to start building your card a little bit. So I'm just using the mini dimensionals because they're easy and handy. but large dimensionals will work as well. Oops. No. Okay, so this guy goes just right in the middle of your blue card front. You should have the slightest border all the way around. Now we're going to get really fun and use some gold foil. So I have used a new set of dies. I think I can find them. There we go. These are also in the January to April catalog, and it comes, the bundle comes with a stamp set called Everyday Details, which is cute. Or you can choose to just buy the dies, and that's what I'm using on today's project. We're using these rectangle dies. I used the second largest one, this one right here, to cut a frame for myself. Now the die itself would have, oh, here we go. Sorry, nope. It is the largest die, and it cuts out, there we go. It cuts out that inner frame. Now it would cut something solid, but I never like to waste my paper. So I just took one of the smaller dies and I rested it in there and ran it through at the same time. So now later I can come back and I have a second frame that I can use for something else. I just don't like wasting my dies ever. So, or my foil paper, I guess. So I've got this ready to go. Yours would, of course, not have that empty space in the middle unless you want it to, okay? So I've got my nice frame. I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals as well. And then we have a little bit of stamping and embossing to do. Go on there. There you go. Make sure not to put any dimensionals over those little holes because you don't want to see it from the front of your card. There we go. There we go. And this die will be sized just smaller than your vanilla border, so it should fit right on there. Okay, now we have to do a little bit of work. So I'm going to take this card and set it aside, and we're going to grab another piece of Very Vanilla. Okay, so this piece we are going to be both stamping and embossing on, but just do your stamping first. It will make things so much easier for you in the long run. And you can really use anything you want for this, okay? So I mentioned we did have that beautiful Adoring Hearts set. So you can use With All My Heart or I Adore You, or you can just go to your shelf and find any other sentiment that works for you. So I've been busy making a bunch of sympathy and thinking of you cards because my specialty class this month is actually based entirely off of a Thoughts of You theme. So I'm going to do cards kind of using this quiet reflection set quite a bit. We're also using, where is it? Go to Greetings with like a thinking of you, Delicate Forest. So sympathy, thinking of you, thoughts of you, that kind of a theme. If you're interested in details about that, head to my Facebook page and you can sign up for that still, or message me. I still have some spots left, but I decided to pull this You're on My Mind for this card, and I figured that would be one that it could be like a cheery, happy You're on My Mind, or it can also be like a thinking of you because something sad has happened. So I'm going to grab my Boho blue to match my cardstock. And we're just going to put our sentiment right up here in the top right-hand side. Now we get to do some embossing. So I really like this embossing folder that is in our Celebration selection. I will pull that out for you. Here's my little flyer. So these Celebration goodies are only available while supplies last till the end of February. And this is on page 14. It's this softly sophisticated embossing folder that you'll actually get both a stamp set and the embossing folder. Ooh, these are really good sets for what we're doing too. I really appreciate you, or you're in my thoughts. That would have been good. You can get those for free with an order of $120. Also, if you're placing an order with me, then you place an order on my website, you're also going to get a free set of monthly card kits. Or cards for my monthly card kit. You get 3 cards and it's free with any order over $35 before shipping and tax. So that's a nice little perk too. We're gonna, oh, sorry. We're gonna run this through with our cut and emboss machine. So let me grab that. Now, this is a nice thick folder, so it is classified as one of our 3D embossing folders. Ooh, if I can open it, there we go. And so we do have to use the 3D embossing folder plate. I don't know whether I want it this way. I think I did it the other way before, but we'll try this way. Okay, so we need platform 1, which is that thick one. I know it's blurry. We need our embossing folder with the paper inside, and then you need the thick embossing plate. This will be gray if you've purchased your machine recently, but it was originally sold as this blue kind of translucent color. Either will work. They work identically. Okay, and then there you go. It's all embossed. Okay. Now that it's ready to go, we can put this onto our project. So we're going to turn this guy over, and I'm adding it just with a flat adhesive because I want this to go right on top of my foil. You might want to do the entire perimeter just because when you do something embossed, it has a tendency to want to bend and fold kind of like a little bridge. So give it a nice full perimeter of adhesive and it should be fine. There we go. Okay, here's my card base coming back. And this will fit right inside this little circle border. Come back. There we go. Okay, so then the fun thing about, oh, that's crooked. Oh, come on, foil. Foil's easy at least because you can pull the adhesive off of it. And just try again. Okay, sorry, I have to look straight down at this. Hard to do things in front of me. Okay, there we go. So the fun thing about last week's projects was I cut out this large piece of cardstock using my hybrid embossing folder. And if you want a full tutorial on how to do that, I'm gonna encourage you to go watch that video. But basically the gist of it is you're gonna take this embossing folder and the coordinating die, nestle it right over top of its complementing hearts, put your cardstock in the middle, and then when you close this up and roll it through, it's not only going to come out embossed, it's going to cut out all of your little hearts at the same time. So you used 1 heart last week, which meant I had 8 hearts that I didn't have a use for, and I didn't want them to go to waste. So I saved them, and we're going to use them now on this project. Okay, so here's 2 of my little hearts, and we're just going to add them to the front of this project. Popping the first one up with embellishments or dimensionals. I'm going to use the big ones. I think that might make my life a little easier. So I'm going to start with the one up here in the top left-hand corner, and that's going on straight. And then I want it to offset the other one. So I'm going to put a large dimensional just right near the bottom here. That's what this one will connect to. But sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of tape, kind of, or glue even, on the side of your heart. So my tape just ran out. So I'll put a dot of glue, and then I know that my hearts are going to connect. Your second heart, you just go on like at a slight angle. Make sure not to cover up any of your words, because that wouldn't be great. There we go. And once that glue dries, then those two will be stuck together. And there is a quick, easy card for you. You can use any sort of color. So that one uses Pretty Peacock, and then this one uses Real Red. And they're all really nice. So whatever you prefer, you can make a set of these or just one to use up some of your scraps, but I hope you enjoy them. Please make sure to check out the description for a full supply list and measurements in case you missed any. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me. I'd love if you could like and subscribe to my channel, because then you'll get a notification every time I post a new video. But I will see you guys next Tuesday for another edition of Show Me How It's Done. Bye.